Oh, hey there. Logan here. Just managed to pull away from my phone for a quick second to record this video that I've been putting off recording for way too long. My point is, of course, is that this device can be an incredible tool to educate myself and communicate with friends and family, but it can also be something that gets in the way of all my hopes and dreams, or just my daily to-do list, because I waste too much time on it. Now, I might be shooting myself in the foot here because I know some of you are probably watching me on your phones right now. You got the notification, right, about a new video from me and you wanted to see it immediately, right? You just couldn't wait to hear exactly what I have to say, right? Right? All right, maybe that's a stretch for some of you. It's probably the case that you were just scrolling through YouTube, happened to see my ugly mug and said, guess I'm going to see what this bozo has to say again. But either way, you're in the right place because today I want to talk about some of the strategies that have helped me cut down on the time I spend mindlessly wasting time on my phone. I know it can be really hard to avoid spending time on your phone, especially when things are going on in the world, right? We got the election not too long ago. We've got COVID, we got stimulus, but we have to be informed. But I think it's really important to disconnect from all that and focus on using our time more deliberately. So let's get right into it. These are 8 of the best ways I found to stop wasting time on your phone. Strategy number 1, monitor your screen time. One tactic that has really helped me in the past few years is checking my usage and monitoring my screen time. Most phones have an app or a native tool that tells you how much time you spent in the past day or week on your phone. So once in a while, I'll check how much time I've spent on my phone, how much time I spent in each particular app, which days I was most active on my phone, things like that. And in the same way that looking at my bank and credit card statements makes me realize how much money I'm wasting, looking at my phone usage helps me to realize how much time I'm wasting. So personally, I don't usually set strict limits or anything like that. It's not like I get off my phone after 30 minutes or something. Okay, bye, rude. But I still make a point to check in on my patterns and try to make an adjustment if I feel like I've been getting distracted by my phone more often than usual. And if you're having trouble getting off your phone, it will be super satisfying to watch those numbers go down as you start building better habits and using your time more productively. Just like when you create a budget and start putting away money towards your debt, it's really satisfying to see those debt balances reduce. Or if you're in the investing stage and you're putting away money every month towards your investments, it's awesome to see your balances grow over time as well. And it's the same thing with saving time. Strategy number 2, keep it silent. This one's an easy one. I'm sure it's obvious to many people, but hey, it's worth the reminder. We've all heard of the KISS principle for so many things in life, right? Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, silly, if you'd rather say silly. But I have a KISS principle for my phone, and it is keep it silent, silly. See, one bad habit I have is that if my phone goes off, I get a text or an email, I'll check whatever the notification is, but then I won't turn the phone back off after that. So I respond to the message, then maybe I see another notification from earlier, maybe I want to double check something, maybe I want to look at the news or social media, and pretty soon I spent 10 or 20 minutes just scrolling through my feed and not really accomplishing anything that I wanted to accomplish. And for me, the best way to get around that was just to turn my phone on silent, with some narrow exceptions for emergencies, things like that. So it's not going to ring unless there's something I really need to respond to. Personally, I think it's really important to do this while working. If you sit down for a couple hours and you're trying to be as productive as possible, it's going to be a lot more difficult if your phone is going off every few minutes. So I actually keep my phone on silent most of the time, unless I don't have anything else to focus on. But you at least want to remove that distraction when you really need to get things done. And again, don't forget to put in whatever exceptions you need. You don't want to miss something important, but I found that this basic step is pretty useful in keeping me from getting a Facebook or Instagram notification and then whoop, there goes 20 minutes. Strategy number 3, find something to do. So it's starting to kind of cool off in many parts of the country, having some nice fall weather now. And that, combined with increased COVID-19 cases, may cause you to spend a little bit more time at home than you might usually. And if you're inside most of the time and you're not sure what to do, it's really easy to just turn on your phone and waste time for a few minutes. And of course, that can easily become an hour or two if you're not careful. So instead of trying to stop wasting time on your phone, instead of making it a negative like that and just positioning it as a negative, something not to do, maybe look at it as spending more time on things you actually want to do and will feel good about yourself about doing. Usually if I'm spending a lot of time on my phone, it's because I don't think I have anything better to do. But when I have things to do that I look forward to, it's a lot easier to tear away from my phone. Of course, I can't tell you how to spend your time exactly. I know some things are less practical in the times we're living in right now, but hey, you could always read a book, learn a language, learn an instrument, learn to code, pick up a side hustle, start a YouTube channel, start a blog, really anything that you can get invested in and that will give you a reason to put your phone away. I found this to be a good principle in life. It's often easier to stop doing a bad thing if I can find a good thing to replace it with, and the same thing applies here. Strategy number 4, use a productivity app. All right, this tip that basically tells you to download an app on your phone in order to stop wasting time on your phone is going to sound a little counterintuitive, I know, right? I've been talking about ways to spend less time on your phone rather than more, so why am I telling you to download an app? Well, it's because there are a lot of apps that can help you be more productive and avoid wasting time. There are more options here that I can cover in this video. If you know of any good apps, then it would be great if you could leave a comment below. Let me know about an app you like. Let others know about it. One that stands out to me, though, is called Forest. It's available for both iPhone and Android. You can even get it as a Chrome extension if you find yourself browsing the internet too much, and that's your vice instead of being on your phone too much. Anyway, Forest is totally free. You can buy little bonuses as in-app purchases. There's also a pro version that comes with extra features for time management and the ability to plant up to 5 real trees as you use the app, but you don't really need to pay for those if you just want to stop wasting time. And basically what happens when you open Forest is you plant a seed, you leave your phone in the app, and your seed gradually turns into a tree as you spend more time without being interrupted by your phone. On the other hand, if you get distracted and you leave the app, then your tree is going to wither and you'll have to start over again. Sad, sad, sad. So it's not that complicated, but just that extra little motivation to kind of gamify this whole thing so you can build your forest and visualize all the time you've saved can go a long way if you're having trouble breaking the habit. Again, you don't necessarily need Forest specifically. There are other apps that try to do the same thing in different ways, but the point is maybe check out some of these great third-party programs out there that are designed to help people put their phones down and focus on whatever it is they need to do. Strategy number 5, turn it off. One thing that's different about a smartphone compared to pretty much any other tool is that it kind of has everything you need on one device. Just turn your phone on and you'll probably be able to find something to do, whether that's checking the news, scrolling through your social media feed, playing a game, watching a video, calling your mom or your son or your daughter or whatever, right? And if just putting your phone on silent isn't enough to get you to stop using it, then you might want to get in the habit of turning your phone off, except when you explicitly need to use it for something. So maybe you need to make a call. Okay, go do that, but then turn your phone back off as soon as you're done. That inconvenience of having to turn your phone back on and then off again, if all you want to do is scroll through social media right now, that could be enough to force you to find something else to do today than to waste time on your phone. Of course, the downside here is especially in cases of emergency where someone really needs to reach you as soon as possible. So if you go this route, please make sure that you've set up some kind of system whereby those who need to contact you, if they really need to contact you in case of emergency, they can do so, right? Whether that's setting up a landline, saying, hey, here's a landline you call in emergencies, maybe a specific email account, maybe even a pager. I'd rather you look goofy with your pager around than waste literally dozens, hundreds, thousands of hours of your life on your phone. Strategy 6, set a schedule. Now, if keeping your phone off the majority of the day doesn't really appeal to you, maybe try setting a schedule so you know exactly when you can spend time on your phone and when you need to disengage to focus on something else. This is the same thing I recommend with emails. For example, you might want to check your phone once in the morning, once at lunch, and once at night, respond to any messages, do what you need to do on your phone. But then between those times, you're only going to have your phone on hand for emergencies. So that way you're still checking in a few times throughout the day, but you aren't tethered to your phone constantly, and you don't need to worry about missing a notification or something like that. So if you have an iPhone, you can actually set this up on your phone through the Screen Time app. Android phones have something similar, I'm sure. Point is, you want to pick whatever days and times you want to keep your phone away, and then from there, you can set up exceptions for work or anything else you don't want to lose access to. Again, you don't need to take this step if you can manage this on your own, but it's a helpful tool if you want to integrate your schedule into your phone so that you can stay more consistent with how you spend your time. Strategy number 7, don't bring your phone to bed. All right, so I've talked about the strategy before in my video on defeating laziness, and I love this one. I love the strategy because this is so simple. You can take the step tonight, and it worked for me almost immediately, right? Instead of taking my phone with me to bed to scroll through Facebook or Reddit or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or just the news, I made it a point to put it aside at the end of the night in a different room so that I can clear my head and kind of get away from all that extra noise. So if you're used to wasting time on your phone before bed, it can be tough to make this adjustment, but I think you'll be able to clear your head, maybe read a book or something, whatever works for you. And guess what? You probably won't miss it. The point is that when you're in bed, you're there to wind down and to get ready for sleep, not to hang out on your phone until you get bored. And when you don't have your phone with you, you're also going to be able to avoid that blue light, which can make your body stop producing enough melatonin and make it more difficult for you to sleep and to get a good night's rest. So yes, it might take you a few days to adjust, to break the habit. I know how it feels when you're used to that constant stimulation from your phone, but you'll be able to wind down mentally, get in a darker environment, maybe with some soft natural light or maybe blackout. I like my rooms dark, and hopefully get better sleep than you would if you had your phone next to you. Strategy number 8, get a dumb phone. Okay, I just want to bring up this one last idea. This one's a little bit more extreme than the other points I brought up, and it's a bit too far out for me, but I still think it's worth mentioning. Yes, your smartphone feels like a necessity in this day and age, but the fact is, humans have survived apart from smartphones for the vast majority of our existence, and in fact, it's likely that you have survived without a smartphone for the majority of your existence. A lot of people have switched to flip phones and other dumb phones without encountering any major problems or disruptions in their life. You can still call and text. You still have everything you need from a phone, from a communication standpoint. You might even have music and internet access depending on the model you get, but you won't have the same bells and whistles that can turn your phone into more of a distraction machine than a tool. Of course, getting a dumb phone can be complicated. You might need to get a separate camera now. You might need to get an MP3 player or something like that if you want to listen to music when you're out and on the go, and your phone, because it's a dumb phone, doesn't have Spotify or whatever. So again, this definitely isn't for everyone. I'm not saying you should definitely switch to a dumb phone. This is probably just a solution for a small minority of people. But look, if your phone is truly draining your productivity and you mostly use it to waste time, then you might be better off just selling it, pocketing the extra money, and looking for a more bare bones option. If you can just limit your usage on your phone or something like that, great. That's going to be a simpler solution for you. But for some people who really just need the basic features, a dumb phone can provide those same tools without any of the distractions. Well, that's it, folks. Those are my 8 tips to help you stop wasting time on your phone. Do you have any tips you'd like to share? Help the community out. Let us know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.